I want to get better. By about the age of 25, I want that certified respect that comes with, you know, proving yourself to yourself. And once you find that in yourself, people find it in you. So I'm working towards that. That's the thing for me. Every day I just want to get better. What's going on, people? I am Chipmunk. Check out my interview with Amaru at Amarudontv. Peace.
First and foremost, let's talk about the obvious thing, flying high.
Yeah.
Now, you seem to have created a big anticipation into the song for what you think you should do in terms of how people see you now, as well as in terms of your growth.
Yeah.
How much pressure do you feel, if any at all, about how is it received when it first comes out to the audience?
I don't feel pressure. I think it will be very interesting because anything that takes a new direction is interesting, and everyone knows I'm the risk taker, so it should be very interesting.
And now, correct me if I'm wrong. In some of your tweets, you know, it's must have been a long time ago. You said something about some people in your own team may not see the same vision about, you know, where you're going with the music. You know, because obviously you're taking a risk.
Yeah.
When you go from what's already a successful, solid first album, what makes you think, well, I'm going to leave a formula that's really worked and progress to another sound or another style?
Because what it is for me is that, you know, taking risk is what got me here. So I'm not about to stop taking risks, but it's like the game moves on so quickly, you know, every 6 months, every year. There's always going to be a hot new guy. There's always going to be a hot new sound. The season even depends on what music's in. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, do what's true to me. Don't let the season affect what music you put out. But if the in sound is changing, don't just adapt to that sound. What that sound is and make the sound adapt to suit you. So it'll be interesting, man. It's winter now, so I'm gonna hit you with some cold stuff.
Now, with that being said, I'll ask your opinion. As you said, rightly you said, this is a seasonal type of thing. A lot of people, that's when I spoke to Skepta the other day, I said a lot of people think this whole thing's going to be forever. This wave is just going to continue as it is.
Yeah.
Who do you think in your peers who's going to still be here maybe in like 3-4 albums deep? Who do you see as, and you say you can be a good A&R, so who do you think has a future, a long future in this music game right now?
I think, I won't go there and say names because I wouldn't want to jinx anything, but I feel like whoever moves with the times, you know, and manages to keep the audience they have and build on it as well, and whoever's life that is one that people can aspire to and relate to, they will last. Whether it be 10,000 people or 100,000 people, if people can relate to your life and you're talking about what is true to you, you'll last, man. You'll last.
And not naming names, how do you deal with, or how is it knowing that you're spoken about? Because last time I spoke to you, you said that, you know, sometimes you have people calling you out who are much older than you. You know, maybe your peers, maybe DJs or things of that nature.
I get it.
You understand? So,
yeah, of course.
like, those, just on the level, because obviously, how do you just not just, you know, like on a natural level, just wild out?
Wild out.
Yeah, and know that there's always repercussions of, it can be business, it can be personal.
Yeah.
How do you just like contain yourself when you're hearing things that you're not, you know, that you'd like to address? How do you deal with those things there?
I always voice my opinion, and it doesn't always work in my favor, but I was raised that way. You know, I'm not about to change it because I'm put in a corporate environment. Do you know what I mean? And to everyone that does go at me, whether I get you back majorly or I just give you a cheeky slide tackle, it might be 6 months later, I'll get you back. But being amp and flaring directly at a time, sign of weakness, and sometimes I slip up and I do. But it's just funny, and it's like, I always say you ain't no one until you got some haters, man, so let's just keep this ball rolling.
Yeah. And in terms of the album, you've obviously worked really hard in doing it. Some artists, they progress further, they progress faster than their audience do. You know, sometimes things can be over their head,
Of course.
and it takes them a while to catch on. The things that you're known for before, like, you know, the mainstream songs, will we still be getting mainstream songs to fit radio, or are you looking at the Chipmunk brand itself to be able to get yourself playlisted straight away? Would you have to adapt your sound now?
Where I'm at now isn't where I was at, you know, a year or two ago. Where I'm at now in terms of sound-wise is your hair flying high, and this is what I want to make now. So, you know, I don't take my fan base or my brand for granted at all. So the where I'm at now is like management, team, label. It's always been everything I put out has been what I wanted to do. Do you know what I mean? And coincidentally, it's fitted with, you know, what's in with the radio at the time. And where I'm at now is, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to say in terms of get my album tracks, because I've always had that flair throughout album tracks and mixtapes and stuff. But in terms of singles, this is what I want to do now. You guys are my team. We're gonna get behind this and we're gonna push it as far as we possibly can. That's, in hindsight, with or without radio, you know, hopefully by the grace of God, with. But this is what I want to do. So this is what it is, and we're gonna push this as far as we can. You know, we might gain some fans, we might lose some fans. The story of Chipmunk is, he turns left, it might go wrong. He turns right, it works. No matter which, I'm gonna bounce back. You know what I mean? But one thing I would say I got to my advantage is that you put me on stage, I can entertain. So, you know, when I transcend these songs live to people, it should be very interesting to see what happens. But I don't take anything for granted, man. It's literally just, you know, see it as you're starting again. This is a fresh. All of us, that's part of the Chipmunk campaign, the Chipmunk team. We have to push this as hard and as far as we can and step out of the box and try and do things that one bit bigger. Coming back, I feel a lot of people mess up, is coming back straight away with the same thing you was doing last year. The game moves on, do you know what I mean? Radio want to hear something different. I feel like they want to see growth. They want to see you take that risk. I'm always going to be the one to take it.
And then now with your album, are you able to speak on any of the features on it at all? Or is it's all top secret?
Top secret.
I mean, it's been, you know, it's been muted that there may be Chris Brown on there, you know.
For real?
Yeah.
That's, I've heard that a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that a few times.
But then you put it out to, you put it on Twitter, like who would people want you to work with?
Yeah, I put out, that's probably where it stems from. I put out a few times who would people want to see me work with, and the most common, you know, names male-wise was Jay Sean, Chris Brown, and Trey Songz.
Yeah.
They were the most free. Bruno Mars popped up a few times as well, but those names, they popped up a lot.
And I spoke to Jessie J about going to the studio with you.
Yeah.
I mean, how is that? Because obviously, like, she's an amazingly talented person.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah. What was it about her that made you think, you know, I want to see what she's saying musically, I want to potentially work with her?
She's gifted, man. Nothing more to it. We got a mutual respect for each other's ability with the pen. We just went in and was just vibing and started some stuff. It was an amazing experience, and her voice is something else.
Now, outside of making an album, obviously you've done, the first album came out, you've done your tour. What do you do, like, when you're off, let's say promo, off making music, what's the average thing that Chipmunk's doing? Like, how do you live your normal life?
I don't know normal anymore.
Really?
Nah, man. Normal's boring, man. I live on the edge. I live in the fast lane. I don't know normal. If I'm not working, I'm thinking about work. Everything's about music, from sleeping to waking up to everything is just music orientated. How can I get better is the main thing for me. So that's something that comes with everyday preparation and thought. I just want the main thing for me with this music stuff is I want to get better. I want by about the age of 25, I want that certified respect that comes with, you know, proving yourself to yourself. And once you find that in yourself, people find it in you. So I'm working towards that. That's the thing for me. Every day I just want to get better.
With that though, so then what inspires your lyrics if everything is, because it's almost like the ethos seems like it's like Lil Wayne, he's always in the studio.
Yeah.
Or like our Tupac, he was always in the studio. So what are you now pulling on for your experiences to put into the music?
You know, like I said, the one who will survive is the one who can move with the times, and you know, whose lifestyle is one that people can relate to. You know, when I was 16, 17, what was true to my life then was, you know, I was school, had some family problems, studying, but still, you know, I want to grind, travel with my rucksack. And it was a lifestyle that many youth could relate to. You know, people with fickle minds forget that if, you know, alright, cool, let's say for instance, Chipmunk's audience is young. If they were 16 3 years ago, now they're 19. So, you know, they're in uni, they're in the clubs. If they live anything like me, they're drinking, they're having fun. You know, it's time to, and this is what's true to my life. It'll be interesting, man. That's all I can do is just talk about what's true to my life at the time, and just hopefully by the grace of God, some people relate to it.
And with the album, did you stick with, I think, was it just 3 producers that you had on the album?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, I remember seeing that thinking, when you have situations when you can probably work with, you can say to the label, I want to work with this person, this person, this person. How do people react when you tell them, look, you're working with me, and me alone? Like, why did you want it to be set up that way where only they will be working with you for the whole? I
think because, just from experience, you know, some people, I'm not the type to, if something goes well for someone, to look in their album book and say, right, he worked with them, then that's who I need to go in with. So for me, it was like, okay, you know, at the time, Fraser was popping, Lavin was hot, extremely hot, and amazingly gifted. But it's like, I just want to be different, man. The accessibility of everyone, it can be a good thing, but in terms of my record, I don't feel it was right for me. That's just me, you know. I wanted to have, you know, 3 producers that were willing to focus their time, their gifts and energies solely into my album until that campaign was over. And when it's 4 people that got mutual respect for each other's abilities, like me, Harmony, Dreddy and Parker, we can't go wrong, you know. It's like, just in terms of this country, you know what I'm saying, they're doing their thing worldwide, globally, and, you know, getting some big cuts, but it's like, I just wanted that feeling that, you know, people are working with me because they believe in me and my gifts, not because I was hot at the time, do you know what I mean? That's how the industry works. Whoever's hot, you go in with them, you know what I mean, and you capitalize on their heat. I'm not about that. I wanna work with people that I believe in their abilities and they believe in mine, and, you know, they can see me here in 10 years' time and us being in the studio together making solid bodies of work rather than cuts, you know. He's big going with that person, he's big going with that person, he's got a #1, so let's work with him. It's like, I'm not about that, man. I just want to get better.
And am I correct in saying, and you have to correct me if I'm wrong, that you said that there's no friends in this industry? Is that something that you said before?
Yeah.
Now, is there a situation that you come in as friends and then the industry makes it that you can no longer, you know, stay as friends? Or is it just, what causes people, because there's going to be a lot of people who think, you know, I've got my team, I've got this and that, we're man then, we're coming in, or yeah, you're an MC. What is it that makes it almost a law in the industry that people find it hard to maintain friendships?
I think vested interest egos, and in terms of artists, ones that actually solely don't believe in themselves, the friendliness in friendly competition gets lost. You know, that's with artists that don't believe in themselves and their own abilities. That's what it is, and you know, that's something that can easily happen. But then it becomes a problem where one person, you know, if X and Y are friends, but then one loses the friendly competition, that's when, you know, vested interests start occurring, and you know, egos, and it's something you gotta just take with a pinch of salt and just sprinkle it on your chips and make it taste better. So I don't see it as a bad thing, you know, me saying that, you know, there's no friends in this industry. It's literally just take it as a pinch of salt, sprinkle it on your chips and make them taste better. So keep moving.
And then, like you said, in terms, so round up on the album, when it comes out, you know, and how will you gauge whether it's successful? Is it from the feedback you get, the sales? What for you is the key indicator? You think, you know, this album it's been communicated and it has hit the people as I want it. What were you looking for to say, you know, this is...
I done my job.
Yeah.
The day, for me, when I done my job, the day it comes out and I open the package and read the booklet and listen to it, job done. Anything else, like I said, my job is make the music. As a team, it's our job to push it as far as we can. Success can't be measured on well, it can be measured on sales, you know what I'm saying? But for me, it's beyond that now, man. Not that I couldn't care less about the charts, but it's like, you know, you can have a #1 this year, and next year you could be shit. You know what I mean? Like, when I say shit, I don't mean shit as in ability, no ability. Like, people just don't care, you know, the public.
Relevance.
You know what I mean? The public, they're force-fed so much new acts, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, I do well, every label wants a chipmunk, do you know what I mean? And how the game works is, you know, whereas at the moment where we're at as a country is things happen in stages, and you know, this one comes through, then that one comes through, then that one comes through. As each person comes through until we get to that cemented level, you know, the person who comes through after the one that opens the door is gonna do, if success is based on sales, I feel like should do better. Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, Tinchy came through, you know, I came through, Tiny came through. Eventually, you know, once we all get past that, you know, second, third album hurdle, where we're all just cemented as brands, you know, whoever survives, you know, we're gonna be able to make some superpower moves. But until then, you know, I feel like I said, man, it's a beautiful time, and I'm just happy to still be a part of it. But the main thing for me is now I'm gonna have music that represents, you know, the lifestyle I'm living now. You know, I sit in the car and I still hear tracks that I ripped when I was 16, 17 on the radio. It's good that, you know, DJs still support them, and, you know, a high percentage of the public still love them. But to me, it's like so old. The game's moved on so much. I want to be part of what's happening now. And, you know, it's been hard for me, you know, taking the backseat, but I feel it was the wisest decision for me. So I'm ready. Like, I get loads of questions like, why didn't you go to the Mobos? Why wasn't you here? Why wasn't you there? It's just because I spent time to try and find myself and create a body of work that represents me throughout, and that's singles and album tracks all in the same direction. You know, no confusion.
All right. Now, final words. Do you have any final words to your, you call them monks?
My monks.
Yeah, to your monks.
To my monks, you know, and people that are too cool to be monks, fans, everyone that, you know, just loves me, believes in me, and support me, man. I just want to say thank you. Like, it's highly appreciated, and just bear with me. Remember, I'm still learning, and I'm always gonna be a risk taker, and hopefully you will take to this album.